morning.
Good morning.
I guess y'all didn't know that before you have a drug dealer and a politician. That's about as low as it gets, Congressman. It is an honor to be here with the Oconee County Republican Party. Some would say that the Republican Party is the grassroots. I would say Republican Party activism is the bedrock of the cause of conservatism. It's places like here where you meet and hold elected officials accountable. We appreciate it. I was honored to serve in the South Carolina Senate since 2004. And when I was first elected, a supporter came up and says, "Oh, you're a big senator now, aren't you?" And my wife interrupted. She said, "No, he's plain old Kevin, and I'm going to make sure he stays that way." But my view has always been very simple: to promote your liberty and to protect your wallet. And I'm very proud to come before you as your new Lieutenant Governor. Conservatism, in my view, is that government is a very dangerous tool which should be used as a last resort to never replace God, family, or common sense. And it should be kept at the local level as close as possible to be held accountable to you, the taxpayer. Conservatism, whether fiscal or moral or social, in my view, are all moral issues. Whether we're talking about taxes or school choice or regulating barbershops, it all should be viewed through the same lens on how a policy impacts your God-given right to freedom and to let you live your life as you see fit with the resources that God has given you. When the penny didn't fix education, when the cigarette tax didn't fix Medicaid, and a tax increase will not fix your roads, that is a moral failing of government. When hospitals can't expand without permission from a government agency, when someone has to take 1,500 hours to legally wash your hair. When a retail establishment, this is true, a retail establishment was fined because their refrigerator was too cold. It's funny, but it wasn't funny to the guy who got fined. That is a moral failing of government. When our youngest citizens, those yet to be born, are treated less important than those of us who can fight for ourselves, that is the ultimate moral failing of government. Not just for them, but for all of us. Conservatism has been under assault, as you know, and oftentimes conservatives find ourselves in the minority. Just ask Congressman. We are constantly under fire. We find ourselves in fights that you are familiar with, like the constant assault on the unborn, like the hyper-regulation of our lives and our businesses, like the never-ending and growing taxation for a government that doesn't work. I have some memorable fights that I found myself in as serving you in the South Carolina Senate, when we gave an unborn child 24 hours that the mother might reconsider. And we had help from above because we even got some pro-choice senators to vote with us. When we had Jessica's Law before us, I put an amendment to send child rapists to death row. And I had to filibuster several hours even to get to a vote. But we got it done. Just last year, I assisted Tom Davis in his 5-week filibuster to expose the cronyism, the waste, and the mismanagement in our transportation agencies. We stopped that tax hike last year, but that was last year. This year, you're coming back for more of your wallet. We've learned that the Department of Transportation's budget has doubled in the last couple of years. Yet the propaganda pumps continue to spew the only way to fix your roads is to raise your taxes. I'm convinced that the way to fix our roads is very simple. To put the Department of Transportation in a cabinet agency under the governor. Hands off your wallet. I ask that you continue to support the cause of conservatism, and I appreciate you doing that. Please keep sending conservatives to Columbia with the simple goal as to promote your liberty and protect your wallet. One of the greatest men in history, Sir Winston Churchill, said, "Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 in nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense." The left has not given in. Do not let them regain a foothold in South Carolina. Many of you know what that was like. And do not let the media or the politicians, some so-called Republicans, do not let the establishment, do not let the elitists, do not let the college professors or anyone else ever shame you for standing up for America and for your liberty. God gave it to you. Don't let government take it from you. Now, I have always considered myself a Jeff Duncan conservative, and I really am honored to be able to introduce the great congressman here. Congressman Duncan has been a defender of your freedom, very unpopular in Washington. That makes us very proud of you, Congressman. He's never cowered to any fight. He has a laser focus on the extraordinary spending in Washington. And he's been a fighter for reducing the size of government. And he's been there to defend our constitutional liberties. The Heritage Foundation found Congressman Duncan the most conservative member of Congress. Jeff, we're proud of you for that. The National Taxpayers Union has said if we'd follow Jeff Duncan's policies, it'd save $250 billion. Jeff Duncan voted against the Rhino Speaker, John Boehner, not once but twice. He was opposed to this open border policy before anybody else. He was for building the wall before it became a presidential campaign issue. He was bold enough when they wanted to replace Obamacare with Rhino Care. Jeff said no. And the Planned Parenthood carnage of taking baby parts and selling them, Jeff Duncan stood up to that. He was quoted saying, "I would shut down government in a heartbeat to save a heartbeat." Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to be here with Congressman Duncan. We are represented very well. Would you agree that it was the right thing to combat Barack Obama's open border policy? Wouldn't y'all agree with that? Yes. Wouldn't you agree that it was the right thing to do to oppose Rhino Care? Wouldn't you agree with the congressman on that? Wouldn't you agree that Congressman Duncan was bold to oppose the funding of Planned Parenthood? Wouldn't you agree with that? If you're a Jeff Duncan conservative, raise your hand. I am very proud of our congressman. I wish there were many more like him in Washington. But he's a fighter. He's a true champion for the taxpayer. He's a champion for your liberty. And it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you today's speaker, Congressman Jeff Duncan.
He asked me to write that